All right, February 2nd, I got my boy Beau Swindle. I'm riding shotgun. Actually, I'm having truck issues right now, so I appreciate Beau giving us a ride out here. We're on a little doe patrol for this hunt. Gonna do some deer herd management, try to reduce the deer population here. I've been hunting this spot for 4 years. I got a friend who's a peanut farmer out here, and he lets me hunt one of his fields, and I just try to keep the deer population down. And I've shot some good bucks here over the last 3 years. I've shot 5 good bucks over the last 3 years, and all but one of them were between Martin Luther King weekend and January 30. So kind of past that point. So I don't have much hope that we're going to see a shooter buck. I haven't seen one here all year for some reason. I mean, I had a few on camera, but mostly at night. So anyway, it's a little warm, but by sunset it's going to be in the upper 50s. Got a gentle breeze out of the northwest, which is good for this pop-up blind. And anyway, we're going to be hunting over a 20-acre wheat field. It's a peanut field in the summertime, but after he harvests the peanuts, normally in November, he then does a cover crop of wheat. He does that for weed suppression, so he doesn't have to use as much herbicide, and also it puts back nitrogen in the soil that the peanuts strip, so he didn't have to use as much fertilizer. So it's a win-win, and it's a win for us because we got a big food plot to hunt over, and the deer normally come out into this field right after the sun goes down. So normally you got at least 30 minutes or so to get it done. So anyway, we're gonna see if Beau can get it done.
Hey, looking forward to it. It's a beautiful day.
It sure is.
A little warm, but it's nice, and we got rain coming Sunday.
That's right. So
if that'll play anything, but
I think we're gonna see some deer. So hopefully we'll see a mature doe, you know, one we want to take, and that she'll be close enough to give us a good shot.
looking forward to it. Thank you, Tony.
All right, man. Stay with us. All right. Just parked the truck and got about a 200-yard walk. That's it. To my blind that I got up against the tree line. But we got plenty of time. Like I said, the deer normally don't come out till the sun goes down behind the trees. So we're gonna see if we can get us a fat doe. Maybe even 2. Mm-hmm. You see all those deer tracks? That's probably that buck I saw in the pictures. I mean, look, that's some giant tracks right there, y'all. I mean, that's pretty doggone big right there, y'all. That's what we want. Bark, 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 bark.
I dropped. Okay, look, it's right there. Okay, look, now you shoot the dead. Okay, no, it's okay. No, he's my gun loose. You see how I stopped him? You see how I stopped him? Okay, get your gun. Okay, we got plenty of time. Okay, just wait.
I'd given up on killing a buck out here this year. It just didn't look like it was going to happen. I've been out here by myself, gosh, 20, maybe 25 afternoons, and never saw a shooter buck at all. Never even saw a legal buck. So it's February 2nd. I've never killed a deer in February at all, any deer whatsoever. And so I go, you know what, the rut's over. It just ain't gonna happen this year. So I go, you know what, it's time to do some doe patrol. So I'll bring my boy Free Beau Swindle out here. Actually, my truck's in the shop, so he's driving, so he brought me out here. And yeah, just follow like right along. And anyway, wouldn't you know it, you come out here to shoot a doe and you end up shooting the biggest 8-point that I had on camera out here. So we have not laid eyes on him yet. We have not put our hands on him yet, but we're driving in the field right now. Yeah, and then just go 200
yards. He looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I think I made a 200-yard shot, which no, don't go too, like, okay, go about right there, because that's kind of low right there.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go around the corner.
My previous longest shot ever was out in this field 3 years ago. And let me turn this ringer off. And it was 170 yards. But this one might be about, yeah, and that's right, just don't run over the corner. That's right, stay right there. This one might be 200 yards.
We're gonna pace it.
But we're gonna, is that him right there? Okay. I don't, you know, I don't think it's 200 yards, but.
No. What's your corn at usually?
I don't know.
75.
Anyway, we're about to put our hands on him right now, so stay tuned for the recovery. That's good right there. That's good right there. All right, stay tuned. Beau, we fixing to lay eyes on this thing for the first time.
See what this doe looks like. Came doe patrol.
Man, look at there. Look at there, man. That is a big Jackson County buck right there. That is the big 8. I think he, by pictures, he looked like he was 4.5 years old. There was a younger 8 that looked like he was 3.5, and then there was this crazy looking buck I named Dracula that had these long blades coming out the top of his head and brow tine, so he was like a huge 4-point. But this was the best deer I had on camera, and I didn't have him on camera much. I didn't hardly have any of those deer on camera. Only one day, January 23rd, did I ever have him out in daylight. That's an awesome Jackson County buck right there.
Congratulations,
man. This is my Free Beau Swindle right here. Is my lucky charm right here. You know, I've been talking the whole video, but I've been out here for, I've been really hunting this spot in Jackson County. It really doesn't turn on until around Christmas, but I've really learned that the last half of January is really the time when a big buck is going to come out in daylight, you know, chasing a doe. And I've been coming out here, especially the last couple of weeks. I've been making the trip like 5 out of 7 days a week over here. And it's about, you know, it's like a 2.5-hour round trip. And I haven't even seen a legal buck, much less, you know, a shooter buck. And I had this buck on camera, but not that much. And I had a younger 8-point, and then I had that crazy buck Dracula. But only had daylight pictures, I think, of this buck on January 23rd. And anyway, so because a deer tested positive for chronic wasting disease in Holmes County back in June, because of that, you can take, on private land, you can take a doe, an antlerless deer, all the way through the general gun season here in Zone D, north of Interstate 10 in Deer Management Unit D2. And so that's where we're at. So I was like, hey, Beau, I don't know, is your freezer empty? And he said, yeah. Empty. So I said, well, come out here. I said, I think I've given up.
He gave up.
I gave up on shooting a big buck. And so I said, well, let's sit together. If we happen to see a buck, I'll try to shoot him. And if we see a doe, you know, then obviously you're shooting him. And as it happened, we had some does come out, but they were real far away up on this, you know, I don't know, further than either of us wanted to shoot.
230 yards?
Yeah, I'd say about 200 yards, I'd say. And maybe that might be a little much, maybe 190. But I thought they were going to get closer, and they didn't get closer. And then all of a sudden, Beau, I think you saw him first. He was like, there's your buck right there. There's the big one.
You were looking at the camera, looking at the doe.
Right.
I saw him come out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, there he is.
And
he's here.
And I was like, what?
Wake
And
up, Tony. You didn't believe me. You thought it was a
I
doe.
have never shot a deer in the month of February, and it's February 2nd. So this is a first for me, and this might be one of the longest shots I've ever made. I'll have to see, but the longest shot I've made in here so far was right out here in the same field 3 years ago. It ended up being 170 yards when I shot 2 bucks in one afternoon. The only time I've ever done that. So there's been a lot of firsts in this Jackson County field right here. But that buck came out, as you saw on camera, and he stood there. There was a doe in heat, you could tell, because he was following her, but she was getting kind of close to the highway, and he wasn't really having that. And then something spooked him, and he turned around and started heading back to the woods, like on a jog. And I mean, I grunted, as I think you heard. I probably grunted 5 or 6 times, and I kept getting louder every time. And finally, the buck stopped. I knew I only had a few seconds to shoot before he was going to be gone, and wasn't really a high percentage shot for me, but I got lucky. My good luck charm, man. But dropped him, and then we had a chance to double up because those does did end up getting closer. But it started getting dark. It was hard to see in the scope, I think, and I don't know, maybe you didn't really know which one to shoot. But sometimes, you know, sometimes you wait a little bit too long and then something happens, and then I almost waited too long for this buck, really. But I didn't want to take that long of a shot, but that's what I had to do. And lucky, you know,
that's awesome.
Thank the Lord that that the bullet flew true.
Hey.
So, and this is I think he's 4.5 years old, and I think he's every bit of 170 pounds, and he's a fighter too. Look at this, look at the split ear right there. Look at that. That's fresh right there. So he just did that, but man, he's got some mass. Well, we've got until February 18 to get a couple does for you. So you want to come back?
Let's do it again.
Okay. All right. Let's do it again.
Hey,
well,
I appreciate it. It was a beautiful day. The weather was perfect. You had some bad news with your truck, so I drove you out here. But
I got some good news.
Hey,
today.
I was lucky. I was lucky just to be part of it.
Well,
I appreciate the opportunity. This is a great
yeah,
experience.
you know, I share a turkey blind often with another person, another hunter, another friend, but I don't. Most of the time when I'm deer hunting, it's solo. But this is one of those deals where I'm glad we did it that way. And we've got it's a 3-man pop-up blind, so we had plenty of room.
Hey.
Although we had to move when the buck wasn't looking.
The irony of this whole story is how we got here, and the hard work that you put in all year. 4 years in a row now, right? 4 or 5 years?
Well, this is my 4th year out here.
And this year was just a rough year for you. And you gave up. You were done.
Well,
I threw in the towel.
I've never shot a deer, much less a good buck, in the month of February. And I just all of my data from all the notes that I've taken from the last 4 years showed that you're not going to get a buck in daylight after January 30. And but you know what? That was maybe, some of it. It seemed like maybe the rut was a little later here this year. And again, this is a big field, and I only have so many cameras, and so there's a lot of places where a deer can come out and not get its picture taken. So maybe that was it. But I think I might start hunting February. I might not quit at the end of January.
Congratulations, man! Great deer.
Brother, thank you for being here with me, and
what was it?
And
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock today. We said, are we going to go or not? Maybe we won't go. Let's not go. It's not that big a deal. There's no stress. Let's not hunt today. We almost didn't hunt. I'm glad we did, man. I'm glad we did. And look at those tarsal glands right there. Yeah. We'll get a close up of that, but they are. It might sound weird to some, but I like that smell. I know what it is, but it smells good to me. But you know what? It just smells like a big rutted up buck, and that's what I live for. So anyway, we're gonna load them up in the truck. Let's do it. So yes, sir. All right, brother. I love it. Let's do another one. Something else. I love it. We got to start. This is a great weekend because we're going fishing tomorrow. That's right. Unless we go fishing, unless we go hunting. Well, we could. Yeah. We can come back whenever. Come out in the afternoon. Whenever you're ready to come back, we can come back. Good job. All right. You might have to drive though until I get my truck back. I'll be glad to drive. All right, man. Let's load this thing up.